afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 2014 USBC Open Championships. This is Media Relations Manager Matt Cannizzaro alongside Aaron Smith. We are at the National Bowling Stadium here to bring you some terrific coverage of a young group of bowlers, the next generation. They've been through the ranks from Junior Team USA to Team USA to collegiate bowling and now on to other endeavors, whether it be great education or the PBA. And we're looking forward to a great show today, so thanks for tuning in. We're in the last couple minutes of practice here. We'll be underway with 6 games of doubles and singles, and of course all the details in just a minute. Thanks for coming. And there it is, the sound of the bell and the ceremonial high fives as we get ready again for 6 games of doubles and singles. A talented young group from across the country. Looking forward to some big scores today and a lot of strikes. And we'll have all the details and the rundown of the lineups here in just a minute as they get underway. Aaron Smith, welcome back.
Good morning, Matt. Another beautiful day in Reno, Nevada to be inside watching bowling. Had some excitement yesterday at the USBC Women's Championships over at the Reno Sparks Convention Center, and here we are again. Some of the best to ever go through the collegiate ranks.
Absolutely, Mr. Smith, and we'll start at the top, of course. We're behind lanes 35 and 36 here at the National Bowling Stadium. And first one up, and already with a strike on the board, Sara Litteral. And she was a NCAA champion at Farley Dickinson. So again, a lot of experience on this pair of lanes, followed by now Matt Gasn, a 2-time champion last year at Robert Morris, Illinois. Took home the title, the NAIA Championship, and then the X-Bowling Intercollegiate Team Championship. Followed by Andrew Koff, a former Junior Team USA member, has chosen a different path in life and has gone on to Duke University to follow his educational dreams, and still a solid player on the lanes. Looking forward to seeing what he's got after a couple years away from the spotlight. And on lane 36, Jolie Carillo, also a talented young collegiate player. Followed by AJ Johnson, the reigning Bowling Coaches Collegiate Player of the Year. A junior only at McKendree, so 1 more year to go, and he's been a solid player throughout his career. Also a Team USA member again, so looking forward to seeing what he's learned from some of the best bowlers in the country. And last but not least, Matthew O'Grady, former Junior Team USA member, stand out at William Patterson, and has since moved on to the PBA ranks, PBA regional player, and still getting it done as the veteran of this group. How about that? We joked about that the other day, that he's got a handful of first-timers in this group as well. We'll have the details on that as we progress through today's broadcast. But he is the veteran here at the Open Championships, and as much talent and experience as these guys have, there still were some serious jitters and nerves yesterday, believe it or not. Coming out here, marching down center aisle for the first time. Talked to Matt Gasn earlier this morning, And they bowled the Bowlers Journal Championships a few times in a couple of visits here this year. And the Bowlers Journal being held on the high side of the National Bowling Stadium, separated by a wall on lane 69 through 78. But he said there was something seriously different about coming down Center Island, of course, being out here for the big show, the USBC Open Championships for his first time, and they struggled early in game number 1. And Aaron, how about the rundown on yesterday's team event?
All right, Matt, the one team member we don't see right now, Anthony Pepe, is off on 33 and 4. But he was high of the group yesterday, 666, followed by Gasn at 649, O'Grady 637, Johnson 631, and Koff at 605 for 3188. Their companion team, a very talented group of past and current female collegiate bowlers, included Angie Ramirez, Sara Litteral, Jackie Carbonetto, Jolie Carillo, and Brittany Hamilton. They put up a 30-68. Litteral led the way with 651, followed by Jolie at 641. Carbonetto 624, Hamilton 606, and Ramirez 546. So that's what they did out here at the NBS yesterday. And here we are today.
All right, it did take them a little while to get settled in and get used to the high ceilings and the big scoreboards, and of course, understanding the tradition and what's on the line here at the Open Championships, but getting settled in nicely for a big finish, and no real strategy today except to strike more than yesterday. I know it's kind of cliche and kind of half joking, but it's the truth, of course. 31-88 by most standards is a great day at the lanes, but they certainly expect more from themselves and each other, and they're coming out to get it today. And the 10-player group split across 3 pairs here. As Aaron mentioned, Anthony Pepe to our left. He rolled a 300 game here at the Open Championships. And Angie Ramirez, the 2 left-handers, to our left, and Brittany Hamilton and Jackie Carbonetto to our right. So talent across the board here. We'll keep you updated on the folks not on the live stream pair as well. In assembling this talented young group, Matthew O'Grady went out and got some great players and 7 first-timers out of 10 players. So Andrew Koff, Brittany Hamilton, Angie Ramirez, Matt Gasn, Jackie Carbonetto, Jolie Carillo, and AJ Johnson, all bowling for the very first time. And of course, there's always going to be some learning curves and bowling together as a group and getting comfortable and learning each other's games and such. And certainly, as cliche as it may sound, if this group can stay together moving forward, a force for future events. They're already talking about getting squared away for El Paso and getting situated for 2015 before they leave here. So it sounds like this one's here to stay, Aaron.
Yeah, no reason to break up a 2 teams like this. Just the accomplishments could take the whole live stream to actually describe what all these young kids have accomplished on the lane so far. And sure, just the just the brink of what we can expect. And like I said, we expect a lot of strikes today.
As we mentioned, they've spent quite a bit of time over at the Storm Bowlers Journal Championships, and that event features the same lane condition we're seeing here for doubles and singles at the Open Championship. So a good opportunity to get comfortable not only with the venue and the approaches, but also the actual lane condition. And Gasn and Carbonetto both were here in April for the Intercollegiate Team and Singles Championship, so they got a chance to bowl a little bit extra while in town for that. And the rest of the folks taking advantage of a few days here in town this week. And of course, to our left, the expert eyes and coaching of Kyle King, who claimed a Team All Events title in his first appearance here at the Open Championships not too long ago in this very building. So he's here watching Angie Ramirez specifically, but certainly ready to offer some advice to the rest of the team as well.
Make it 4 in a row for Jolie to start off here. Certainly doesn't seem the nerves you spoke of yesterday reappearing here today at or during their doubles and singles. Oh, in shots like that, they seem pretty comfortable already on the 40-foot minors pattern.
Yesterday, they battled with the 43-foot sports certified team lane condition and struggled a little bit with their team play and strategy, playing together, and of course getting comfortable. And today, 40 feet, a little bit different challenge and a little bit more confidence, it looks like, walking around too after a big finish yesterday.
Splitting the first, Koff 3 in a row. So we've seen, had quite a few doubles and singles live streams throughout the 2014 event already. And we've seen a lot of teams kind of, not gonna say struggle out of the gate, but kind of grind out the first game, and the kids are having no such thing.
You just called them kids.
I
Isn't
did.
it weird that you're the old guy? Well, not the oldest, obviously, because you're sitting next to me. But yeah.
Fact. But I mean, it's 1990s. Some of these folks were born. I didn't know that happened. So I assumed everything stopped after 1984.
Well, it did for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. All right, team all events, a distant goal. They're going to need a monster day to get to that point. But certainly, again, looking to improve on yesterday's performance. And there's still so much out there with doubles, singles, and all events. And the experience, of course. You can't put a price tag on the experience you get bowling in this one-of-a-kind venue, especially for your first time at the Open Championships.
Well, Matt, you are the numbers guy, and you were around in 2011 when I took a year off, but maybe it was 2010. The years tend to run together, just like the days out here sometimes. But you mentioned the big run they would need in doubles and singles to get to team all events. You mentioned Kyle King earlier. Didn't their group have a just monster day in doubles and singles to get to that title and a few years back?
They certainly did. We were here actually live streaming our defending doubles champions, Steve Bone and John Cryer. And we were just a few pairs away. And Kyle King and K&K Bowling Services, which includes USBC President Andrew Kane, they did. They really turned some heads. They actually turned the cameras as well. We kind of, after doubles was over, we saw what was developing, and we turned the cameras on them, and they blasted them in doubles and singles, and came up with a sizable winning number. And it's possible. I mean, we even saw Jan's HI this year come out confident after a big team event, and they averaged more than 228. So they're approaching 230 in doubles and singles on what many would consider, you know, the more challenging of the two patterns, of course, and they played them together. They played them just right and had a big day. We've had a couple of runs, close calls ever since. But it's certainly out there, and with the level of experience here, very possible. But it's going to take a whole lot of strikes, and got to have very few holes along the way, of course. And even then, with that said, you know, we saw Jan's HI leave a lot out there. As far as single pin spares along the way, that could have been a much bigger score.
Could have been a record score. Still had a chance at the record, stepping up in the 10th frame, so certainly a additional 80 or 90 pins on top of their 10,363 would have been right there at Pollard's bowl numbers. We had a question in the chat about Anthony Pepe. He's actually one pair to the left, bowling on 33 and 4. We're behind 35 and 6 here at the National Bowling Stadium. So far, Anthony 9 spare, 7 spare, 3 in a row here in game 1 of doubles.
Guys definitely throwing terrific shots here. There was a great shot by Matt Gasn. But we saw AJ Johnson kind of blow it through the break point for a washout on the right lane a couple frames ago. So certainly have to control that spot. And with as far right as they're playing right now, it's certainly going to open up as the day progresses. So possibly a little bit of strategy there.
I was going to say that definitely staying to the right early here. So as much as you said that they were just kind of going to go out and see what they could do, they're definitely all the experience gained through collegiate bowling is being used here. A lot of communication.
We've got some different levels in different areas of college bowling here. Even, you know, Grady, the senior of the group, likely didn't bowl with any of these players at the same time. Of course, Koff did not bowl in college at all. AJ Johnson at McKendree, Gasn at Robert Morris just recently, Sara Litteral, the NCAA route at Farley Dickinson. So, you know, a lot of different ideas, I'm sure, coming from different teams and different strategies, and a good mix though. Certainly, I would have liked to have been in on that team meeting just to hear some of the ideas and things that each of these players can bring to the table. And to go back and answer your question about Kyle King and K&K guys, they averaged 233.9 in doubles and 240.7 in singles to take the lead that year with a 10,283 total. That was after a rough start in the team event even, so they really bounced back, and that's back when we had only one lane condition. So it wasn't like you could have a bad day on one and then make up for it the next day. I mean, they really figured something out, pulled together, and came out on top that year. Kyle King, the rookie at the time, 21-23 all events. That's a heck of a start to an Open Championship career to get 2,100 and an eagle. And no doubt he has some great advice for the 7 first-timers in this group.
Is it win?
It's always good advice. Go out there and win.
Sara doesn't get the 10 pin to fall out there. Looking at a 410 now.
So now, obviously, coming into this live stream, we had 2 teams, 10 players. Only room for 6 on the pair, and we actually did some shuffling yesterday with Matt O'Grady to get the right players in the right places to get the 6 that they wanted on the main pair together. And then the 2 left-handers strategically bowling together to the left, and then Brittany Hamilton and Carbonetto to the right. Just kind of how it worked out with the lane assignments and all the groups that we had in town this holiday weekend. But their key thing certainly was to keep the 2 left-handers together to play the lanes together. And again, we'll keep you updated on how things unfold for Pepe and Ramirez.
As well as Hamilton and Carbonetto. They're over on 37-8. Tough break for Gasn there.
Yeah, Matt has not struck on the left lane yet. Great shot there for the 9 pin. But Dutch 200s aren't going to get it done. And you can't throw it any better than that. So they struggled a little bit with carry yesterday, they said. And surprisingly, with all the different angles that they're able to play, they play different parts of the lane within the group, and still struggle to knock all 10 down consistently. But my answer to them was that when you throw it that good, all of you just can't. You gotta throw them sloppy, mix them up every once in a while.
Variety is the spice of life. Another question about Anthony Pepe. Who is he bowling with? The fellow lefty, Angie Ramirez. She recently found some success at the InsideBowling.com Open, finishing second there to some guy named Matt McNeil.
Yeah, another left-hander. Some of you may have heard of him.
He may have been on Bowl TV before. Speaking of Bowl TV, thanks everyone for taking some time out on your Memorial Day. Today is Memorial Day, so thanks.
Today's the day.
So thanks first and foremost to all the veterans out there. We appreciate your service, and we appreciate everyone tuning in. More than 300 strong in the chat room right now. Checking out the next generation, if you will.
So these guys have a pretty solid following, just based on their frequent use of social media. A lot of folks were looking forward to this, and I even got a couple angry emails about how could you not be live streaming this group of bowlers. So, well, we are. It's on the schedule. Check it out on bowl.com. It's there, I promise. We put it there weeks and weeks and weeks ago. And now here we are. It's finally here.
It really happened.
The 2014 Open Championships just moving along. We kicked off on February 28th, and we'll go all the way until July 13th. 136 days of competition. Interrupted briefly for the USBC Queens and Senior Queens. and the USBC Senior Championships all coming up in late June, early July. So something for everybody here. And again, these 10 talented players have taken advantage of all this National Bowling Stadium has to offer. Spent most of yesterday at the Bowlers Journal Championships, sponsored by Storm, presented by USBC, and even talked about heading downstairs to the track showcase lanes for the Columbia 340 frame game just to get loose and have a little fun before their team event. And of course, we'd like to thank our Bowl TV sponsor here at the Open Championships, Track Bowling. Without Track, all these great broadcasts would not be possible.
Carillo sends the messenger. 8 out of 9 here in the opener. Gasn finds some love on 35. Getting that first strike the hard way. You know, Matt, we talked about team all events a little bit here. The number of these, I'm gonna say kids again because it's so much fun. The number of these kids are chasing in regular doubles, 1465. Set by Carl and Clark Holzer out of Arden Hills, Minnesota. They've had a few folks challenge that number, but we'll see if these kids can add their name to that list.
Shots like that certainly going to help get in that general direction. There's a lot of fire, a lot of emotion on this pair of lanes. We've seen AJ Johnson compete quite a bit collegiately. We've seen him in person twice at the Hoosier Classic, and got to cover some of the events out in Las Vegas. And a lot of fire out on the lanes.
Well, you don't get named Player of the Year by resting on your laurels, so.
Talked about it quite a bit in recent broadcasts as far as the preparation and the experience all these players have. They've grown up on sport bowling lane conditions, and I think that's something that is certainly key to their success. And we saw it during ITC week. Some great players. Graham Bach coming out from Urbana University in bowling his first Open Championship, shooting the first 800 of the year. Then, of course, the Midland University guys coming out and having a strong showing. And later, Weber International, current and former team members, making a run at the top spot in the team event. And that is because this is all they know. They've come up through youth bowling, junior gold, high school, college, junior team USA, and they've challenged themselves every step of the way with difficult lane conditions, and it makes them great shot makers, great spare shooters. It's all they see at the top collegiate events, is sport bowling conditions. So they're coming out here very prepared, very experienced in that realm. And for some players, it's motivation to go out there and find those conditions to try to improve and get better and come out here and make it look as easy as some of these kids do. Where unfortunately, conversely, a lot of people see the challenge as too much work and give up on the whole thing, which is unfortunate. But there are great USBC Sport and PBA Experience Leagues out there. The opportunity to see these landing conditions so you can be more prepared when you come to the Open Championships.
Jolie finishes up with the ever-popular 263 game. Great way to kick off doubles here. Sara at 198. Gasn can get to 230. AJ Johnson still has 220 out there.
All right, we got a request for an Anthony Pepe update. And one pair to our left. Andy Ramirez, his doubles partner, struggling a little bit. She needs a double to get into the 170s. Anthony still has a shot at 245. And they're in the 10th frame now, so he's got a strike in the 9th. And Aaron, something that we both finally have in common here is that we both bowled in college to an extent, and
Yes.
an experience, an unbelievable experience, of course, that the opportunity to travel and bowl and be a part of the team atmosphere. Certainly one of a kind. Hard to describe the excitement of being at a collegiate event, but you can catch a lot of great collegiate live stream archives on Bowl TV. Certainly check that out, and of course, always on TV.
You see some folks chatting about it in the chat room because that's where you chat at, apparently. But on Tuesday, tomorrow, the final broadcast from the ITC is going to be on CBS Sports Network at 8 p.m. Eastern. The men's final. Joey Petzold and the Lindenwood Lions taking on Graham Pha and Urbana University. So be sure to set the DVR. Check out the last installment from the X-Bowling ITC and ISCs, which is back in April at the Reno Sparks Convention Center.
I'd also like to point out the effort that these teams have gone to not only bowl like a team, work as a team, communicate as a team, but to look like a team, taking pride in their appearance here at the Open Championships during the team event. There's an award for that, the Pride Award. Teams that dress alike and wear slacks or something similar, not jeans. But for some reason, when you look like a team, you feel and bowl like a team. And they're doing that here in doubles and singles with their fancy boom jerseys here.
I think one of my favorite stories that you mentioned about teams dressing for success goes back to the Nicholas Jay's crew back in Baton Rouge.
Yes, I was walking through the squadron before their team event, as a matter of fact. Had only met one of them before, Trevor Yonan, who shot 300 here in 2011 when it was his first time. But walked through the squad room with one of our PR guys who was going to be working that squad. And there were the guys from Nicholas Jay's, all 10 of them, decked out again in team jerseys, looking sharp as can be. And very proud of their appearance and their time on the lanes there. And I said to Kevin, I said, watch out for these guys tonight, because I just have a feeling they look like they're ready to perform. And, you know, even though the group was very young and had some first-timers, and they went out there and they got it done. And, you know, 4 hours later, I was back taking video of their final frames as they shot the lone 3400 of the year and took home the regular team title. But just walking through the squad room, I'd imagine that the other bowlers on the squad had to be a little bit intimidated by these guys. Just they looked professional from top to bottom. You know, they had their equipment, they were getting ready, and they went out and proved it. Group of youngsters getting it done at the Open Championships, and they were all about the team from start to finish, and that has continued moving forward. Always a pleasure to see those guys. You know, they're getting a little bit older now, getting some experience, but still remember that day. And right now we see some teamwork going on right in front of us, just off camera. O'Grady, AJ Johnson, and Matt Gasn talking through what just happened and what they saw in game number 1 of doubles here.
They can't argue with the results. A lot of strikes up there, a few splits along the way, a few washouts, but overall, fantastic performance in the opener.
Well, they spent a lot of time on this pattern, getting comfortable, trying different things, I'm sure. It certainly looked like, again, while their strategy jokingly was to simply throw more strikes than yesterday, it looked like at least the guys started outside pretty far, even with a little bit of surface, especially in Gaston's case. And the idea, of course, to help break down the outside part of the lane, create a little bit of miss room to the right, and kind of smooth out the fresh back end a little bit with that surface. And then as the day progresses, you're able to move left and bank it off of that spot you created to the right. So we'll see as we get through these 6 games how all of that unfolds. A great shot there by AJ Johnson. Looks like he moved a little bit left, and we'll see.
Well, Matt, on our following pairs, over on 33 and 4, Andrew Ramirez finished up with 163. Anthony Pepe 233, and over on 37 and 8, Brittany Hamilton 170. Jackie Carbonetto 202. So the guys put up a nice 1093 in the opener. So slowly working towards that big number up on top of Team All Events. Great shot by O'Grady there, leaving the 9.
So that's the third 9-pin we've seen so far, and all you can really do is laugh at that one, just because, you know, as frustrating as it is, you can't throw it in better. And he looked right at Gaston, who left 2 of his own. And just keep on throwing great shots, make your spares, and hope that eventually the strikes do come.
Had a question about equipment in the chat room. We'll do our best. Looks like the ladies on the pair are both using Rotogrip Asylums. Oh, pardon me. I kind of burped. But not really. It wasn't loud, but I felt I had to apologize for it. AJ Johnson, a Storm Rotogrip staffer. I believe he's been using an IQ Tour. I guess he might be throwing the Rumble from Rotogrip. To be honest with you, I have no idea what Koff or O'Grady are throwing right now. Darker colored bowling balls and A little hard to distinguish from the VIP seating right here. But hey, we'll make a guess. Why not?
Certainly, we'll keep doing our best. Most times, at this level, at least their shirts might give away at least an idea of where to look. So we'll keep an eye out and do our best, as we said. Do appreciate everybody stopping by on this Memorial Day. This is Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith. We're live at the 2014 USBC Open Championships. A very talented group of up-and-coming Open Championships participants. 7 first-timers out of the 10. And no doubt they're going to be second-timers next year in El Paso, and we'll be back many times over as they chase their Eagle dreams.
Yes, certainly the next progression in the ranks. You mentioned Gasn being a ITC champion along with his teammate Kyle King in the stands over here at Robert Morris, Illinois back in 2013. The McKendree crew always a threat, led by AJ Johnson. But next in line, an Eagle at the OC.
They've accomplished so much in such a short time. And then to see them graduate and move on, and that's where we kind of lose track at some point. You know, last time I talked to O'Grady, he was out there again bowling the PBA regionals and trying to start a little bit of a coaching business. Not sure how that turned out. And Koff, we mentioned doing the educational thing, and currently at Duke University, a non-bowling school. And Koff and Gasn both with PBA regional titles as youth bowlers back in the day.
I believe AJ has a regional title as well as a non-member. They're not bad.
So success at every level, starting as youth members and moving on to Junior Team USA. And our pair to the right, 2014 USBC Team USA Trials champion Brittany Hamilton starting to strike. She's got a double here to start game 2 after a 170 opening game.
Looks like she's also using a Roto-Grip Asylum. Makes it 3 in a row. Great shot by AJ there. Showing off that Team USA experience.
Big crowd in the chat room on this Monday afternoon. Thank you all for being here. We're comfortable with the fact that we know it's not for us, but to see these great players.
For Matthew O'Grady, it gave us 7, he got 9.
Looks like a few of these kids have started to make the transition or the move to the left. As the kegel ice starts to transition a little bit.
Kegel, of course, the official lane maintenance provider for the championship tournaments. Kegel ice introduced in 2013, just in time for the Open Championships. Designed to hold up longer, transition less. And of course, now that we have 2 lane conditions and fresh oil for every squad, there's the opportunity for more oil pattern variety, as the patterns don't have to hold up quite as long with less traffic. So this year, again, 43 feet for the team event, 40 feet for doubles and singles. Both patterns sport certified, means they fall within a 3-to-1 oil ratio. That is oil in the middle of the lane to oil on the outside part of the lane, compared to maybe a 10 or 15 or 20-to-1 as your typical league night.
Certainly different ways to attack both patterns, but got to be on your game if you want to see your name up on the leaderboard. Great shot by Koff there. Bounces back after the 210 in the third. Continuing strong after 260s in the opener.
Aaron, if you haven't noticed it, the new thing these kids are doing these days, you got the white belt versus the white pants.
I don't think I could pull either one of those off. And I'm not going to try either.
I think for the employee tournament, you should do both, because it will make you a good bowler. It works.
AJ Johnson rocking the white belt and white pants on his way to a 3-bagger of his own.
Eric Vermelia swears by it all. He's got an ego, so you have to listen to him.
That's true. Grady with the more traditional black belt. Doesn't matter what color your belt is. They're all throwing strikes, white belt, black belt.
Well, it's going to take a whole lot of strikes to get to that 1465 leading number in doubles. Clark and Carl Polzer from Minnesota. Last year was the first year we went to fresh oil for every squad.
Matt to our right, Randall Wheeler. Looking to make a name for himself out here. Front 8. Over on lanes 43 and 4.
Certainly keep our eyes on that. We've had 27 perfect games so far this year.
It's been a while since we've had one, so it's easy to forget how many.
So we did not have one yesterday. A couple of close calls. Wouldn't be surprised if we did see one or two today, especially out of this group. Anthony Pepe has one. He is struggling a little bit here in game 2. Looks like the head pin's a little bit off spot on 36. O'Grady's going to take a re-rack. We're going to turn our eyes towards Randall Wheeler from Cocoa, Florida, trying to get it done on lane 44.
Looks like he tripped the 9-pin late.
A little bit of excitement there.
Still living the dream.
The 4 into the 9 for the front 9.
The rear rack works for O'Grady. 3 in a row.
The crowd is growing online. We do appreciate everybody stopping by here. The 2014 USBC Open Championships. Talented group. Lots of Team USA, Junior Team USA, and Collegiate experience being put to work here. Or put to twerk as their team names were yesterday. All right, Aaron. I was going to say not it, but if Mr. Wheeler gets the next one, I'll head down that way so we can have something to share with the Facebook world.
They've certainly been a hit this year. The cell phone video.
And if you
it
are
might become
not,
a thing.
it might be. Certainly, if you're not part of the official USBC Open and Women's Championship Facebook page, get on there and check it out. Tons of great videos of what's happening here at the Open Championships and the Women's Championships. And Mr. Wheeler did not strike, did not get number 10.
I think he did.
He did? Are you sure?
I
He did. All right.
It wasn't pretty, but it worked.
He looked so disappointed to turn around, so I will head that way.
All right. Bye, Matt. All right, Matt's going to make the jaunt over about 10 lanes away. See if Randall Wheeler can keep the good vibes going. There's the approach for number 11. A little bit wide on that one, makes a nice run. I believe he left a washout there, so 286 still available for Mr. Wheeler. Matt got some extra exercise. Now we're back to 35 and 6.
All right, I never stopped walking. I did it in honor of Memorial Day. I did an about face when I got down that way as he left a washout. Missed the head pin to the right. So perfect game number 28 will have to wait. And the next Facebook video is on hold.
But yeah, I think this whole cell phone thing is going to take off sooner or later here. They seem convenient. Except when the alarm doesn't wake you up.
It's like this internet thing and this live streaming. It's gonna,
This internet thing, that's not going to last.
Ha. Well, it'll be challenging to live stream without the internet, but we'll do our best.
It'll be like the old days. So we have a ball change for Gasn here. And it works. He's had a little bit of trouble striking on 35. He's had a few nice hits to roll twos to get there. Mixes him up. Here, the 7th.
Carillo, far right. And that one, a little bit of a tug, I'm sure. Went high. Might be time to either switch balls or start making a little bit of a move left. I know we've seen it in the past when you get these mixed groups. We saw it with Stephanie Nation. Maybe not as versatile or as able to get left and wheel it, so to speak. So the ladies try to stay further to the right and end up getting some early hook or over under and struggle later in the day, whereas they have the look initially and then certainly help the rest of the group with opening up the lanes as the day progresses. So we will see. We've seen quite a few ball changes already, and everybody's starting to look a little more comfortable, and the communication's still continuing though. Talking through every shot, what's happening. AJ Johnson looks like he's talking about changing up your angles a little bit, moving things around. So all that experience and knowledge being put to use for sure.
Holy cow. It's a bad man right there. Vicious messenger takes out the 10. Johnson still has 250s available. Gasn can get into the 230s, so they still have an outside chance to make a run at 1465. OG keeps striking like that. Gasn and Koff won't be too far behind as well.
Well, we're here because we expected them to throw strikes and put on an exciting performance, and 462 people online right now agree with us. So we're glad to be here. Showing off some great up-and-coming players, at least to the adult ranks. Seven first-timers.
Looks like Jolie made the move left from that extreme outside angle. Comes in a little light, leaves the bucket.
To our right, Brittany Hamilton had some nice spares there in the middle of the game too, but still has 240 out there. Jackie Carbonetto now struggling in game 2 after a 202 start. She can get to the 180s.
Pepe and Ramirez doing all right this game. Still a little behind. Ramirez can punch out for 205, getting ready for the 10th frame. Pepe just struck in the 9th. He can go 208 with a few more strikes. We are in the foundation frame here in game 2, behind 35 and 6 at the 78 lane National Bowling Stadium. Once again, thanks everyone for taking some time out on this Memorial Day, and thanks to all the veterans out there who make it possible. This is Aaron Smith and Matt Cannizzaro, and that's AJ Johnson. 2013-14 Collegiate Player of the Year.
And a 2014 Team USA member.
Past junior gold champion as well. Basically, if it's something you can accomplish, she's done it. In the bowling world. Next up on the list, Open Championships glory. Comment in the chat room about the picture being blurry. If you have the bandwidth capabilities, you can click on the gear setting in the bottom right portion of the video screen. Bump it up to 720. You can check out today's broadcast and all broadcasts from Reno this year in fantastic high definition. Fantastic addition to the live stream setup here, 2014. Lucas Wiseman always at work, making it easier for us. One of the great new additions we can offer here on Bowl TV. Be sure to subscribe to Bowl TV for all the latest and greatest. Get notifications of our next broadcast, or when we're going to be on the air next. Let's say it like that.
Got a busy week coming up.
We certainly do. Two more this week. I believe Thursday is the next one, the 29th. We back out here for doubles and singles. Check out a very talented group from mostly from the Illinois area, but all over. Wayne Webb highlighting that group. Mark London, loyal supporter. Bowl TV. Tom Carter, I believe, is part of that group as well, so good to see them take on the doubles and singles pattern. And we'll go back to team event on the 31st. Check out Ben Laughlin and Miguel Lopez, who I believe one pair to our left last year here at the National Bowling Stadium. Both shot 300 during their team event, different games. But it was quite a sight to see. Laughlin also found some, let's see if I can get this out. Found some success, there we go. Pronunciate. On the PBA regional circuit this year, taking home a title on ESPN.
So Gasn and AJ Johnson striking it up here in game 2. And they're going to have some work to do, but they were a couple of solid 9 pins away from making a really great 2-game start here. But Gasn still can be in the 230s. AJ Johnson, 259 possibility.
Minimum in the 240s now. Looks like AJ might have had something pop off of his necklace.
A wardrobe malfunction.
So we have debris on the lane. Someone call lane maintenance.
There's bling on lane 36, down by the arrows. TV timeout for bling.
All right, on our for the rest of the members of this 2-team group, Brittany Hamilton 203 in game 2, Jackie Carbonetto 187, Andrew Ramirez 202, and Anthony Pepe just threw his fill ball for 188. Jimmy McFarland making his live stream debut. Don't call him Brian then.
That was last week's group. Brian, 11th frame.
Now on the live stream, everyone knows him. He's going to be talking about that in the league on Tuesday.
He's going to be bragging. You guys.
Like I'm the only person who's been on a live stream this year on the camera. He's going to be giving Tyrone a hard time about that. How many live streams have you been on? Tyrone
likes to get in all of our video interviews. So
that's true. He's
sneaking behind
he's made appearances other ways.
The interviewee with the lane machine. The lane guys deserve their 15 minutes as well, 15 seconds in this case. And it didn't bother AJ Johnson one bit. He is now bowling bling free, but still throwing strikes. And the crowd is growing. They heard the word. A lot of strikes being thrown here. Gasn and Johnson.
Looks like AJ might go to the bag, try something different. Or maybe not.
Well, I was about to finish off a 250 game, which happens once every 13 years here at the Open Championships. Probably keep doing what I'm doing. But these guys know way more than we ever will about this bowling thing, so they're still talking about it.
Gasn and Johnson, yeah, discussing as they prepare for game 3.
Well, we do know that with this Kegel Ice Oil, when the transition happens, it's usually at the start of game 3. And then it's a question of what moves do you make to keep up with it.
Looks like he's going to stick with the same ball here after some discussion. Well, if AJ strikes, they'll be at 922. I mean, they'll need to go very big in the finale to get to 1465. 5:43 will be the number for share the lead.
All right, now Koff and O'Grady. Aaron, I'm not sure how much bowling Andrew Koff has been doing. Didn't get a chance to chat with him and see how things have been going. Grady trying to get into the 240s here. Koff with a spare here will be at 192.
Great shot there. For Andrew. O'Grady still has 248. He can get them to 876 for 2, so that would leave them very little room to get to 1465. But they're not out of it yet. 599 would be enough.
Is that all? If your name is Merlin Ung, 599 is possible.
It's good for 2.
That's a good 2-game total. Merlin, for those of you who have not followed along on bowl.com or Facebook this week, nearly became the 4th bowler in tournament history with 2 300 games in the same year. He started his team event with 12 consecutive strikes for a 300 game and struggled with the transition in game 2 on the way to 162, but figured things out in the finale and shot 299, was a 2-pin away from joining that elite club. His 761 series, a great number, and helped his team, and that's what he was most proud of. So there are predictions out there that it will happen in 2014. Somebody will bowl 2 300 games. We will see.
.600 is not bad for 2. And after 2, the group of Pepe, Koff, Gasn, O'Grady, and Johnson put up 11-15. So they're getting stronger here as we continue on in doubles and singles. Just need to reset that single pin on 36 from the fill ball. Matthew O'Grady. He has matching 237s.
Aaron, coming in, these guys needed to average 239 in doubles and singles to get to the top spot in team all events. A tall task. After yesterday's team event, 31.88 after a rough start, a little bit of a slow start at least, and finally got comfortable, got things going, and bowling well. 200 over here today. Things seem to be getting better for the gentlemen on this pair as they're able to move left a little bit, but the ladies starting to struggle as the lanes transition.
proving to be difficult with us today.
Aaron, I know it hasn't been talked about much so far this year, but 35-6. It's where some magic happened.
Yes, last year.
Last year.
On lane 36, John Janowitz.
Oh, I was talking about this the pair that I both team event on. Oh, no. You're talking about something else. Something else happened here too?
Yes, you may know him. John Janowitz.
Oh, that day.
Yeah, that day.
The best day off ever.
Best day off ever.
At the time, the highest team score in tournament history, Lodge Lanes 2. Shot 35-38, breaking a 20-year-old team record set by Brugger's Bagels back in 1993. Janowitz, John Gaines, and crew, of course, went on to claim the 2013 regular team title.
So, AJ missing a 9-pin.
Well,
as Andrew trips it.
If you don't have it, you can't leave it.
That's true.
So their concentration being tested a little bit.
We have all 10 pins. The lights are on. All is well. The delay did not hinder. AJ delivers a strike in the first. .543, the number for Johnson and Gasn to reach 1465. Certainly a tall order, but they're looking pretty comfortable out there right now. We'll see if they can make a run right here live on Bull TV. We're approaching the 500 mark. Folks tuning in, so thank you once again for taking some time out on your Memorial Day to join us here on Bull TV.
Well, we were over 500 there for a minute, so the other three must have been the mechanics who tuned out to come fix lane 36.
I see what you did there.
But here we are again, behind lanes 35 and 36, the championship pair of a year ago at the National Bowling Stadium 2014 USBC Open Championships. Game 3 of doubles. And there's good news. This will be followed by 3 games of singles.
There we go. More bang for the buck here on Bull TV.
All our Bull TV viewers certainly getting their money's worth today. A lot of great shots and a lot of great possibilities here. All right, more TV time for AJ Johnson and his guys.
Gasn looking at a 10-pin here. Pretty good shot. In the second. Lets that one sneak away. Closes their window by 12 pins for a chance at the doubles lead. Great shot by AJ there.
Some new faces, some new names in the chat room today. Some of our regular viewers absent or quiet today. Did get a message from Chris Hester earlier, so he's out there watching, but not in the chat room so far. Carillo still playing that outside angle and nearly dunked that one in the gutter, but got 8 out of it. And Gasn back on it after the miscue on the 10 pin.
Certainly looking like their time at the Bowler's Journal paying off here. On the big stage, you only get one chance at the Open Championships. Only one shot at 9 games for glory.
Well, speaking of glory, Mr. Smith, looking one pair to the left. Not a good year for those two to be left-handed. But I don't have to worry about that. Oh, wait. 1700 is going to be a challenge because great bowlers having a rough day so far. Again, by their standards. Looking for them to settle in during singles, though, and get comfortable.
So we saw lefty find some success. Wow, I'm having trouble with that one today. Yesterday right here on Bowl TV, we were at the Women's Championships and watched 2013 scratch singles champion Jeanette Adams make a run with another singles title. Fell a little bit short, but put on a nice show for everyone tuning in. Finished up 7-16 to move into 5th in Division I singles. 748 score on top of that division. And after these guys are done chasing 1465, 826, next number on the radar. Leading total in singles, posted by Lewis Jenkins Jr. out of Oklahoma. Bounced back after a rough double set. Nearly improved it all in his second game. So he rolled 300 on the way to that 826. Shot 527 in doubles, so the pattern came to him.
And that's true. He actually did not move between doubles and singles, didn't change balls, didn't do anything different. Just was able to start striking and strike more and more and more. Shot 300 on the way to the 826. And we've seen that happen more than once.
The other 800 in singles by Chris Murray kind of worked in a similar way. Shot, I believe, 590s in doubles and then got the right ball in his hand, made the right move on the lane, and threw shots like that.
Question in the chat room, can you get penalized for slow play? Well, in a way, yes. Teams who are far enough behind the pace, are contacted by tournament management. And if it should continue, happen again, then they'll be relegated to the later squads. So moving forward, maybe not so bad. There's no bad squads at the Open Championships starting in 2015.
But we still encourage you to keep your pace of play up.
Well, one lane courtesy is recommended. It's actually in the rules.
I was gonna say these guys really can't, aren't necessarily bowling slow, but have had a few breakdowns on 36. Had a wardrobe malfunction.
That is correct, and that's all taken into consideration. The timer is automatic, so if you get past a certain time mark, then the message does come up. But as things are going, they're going to throw enough strikes to get caught up here pretty quickly.
Yes, they've actually caught up pretty quick to some of the other pairs around them still in doubles. Actually only a frame behind the pairs to their left and right.
Gasn denied the 3-bagger by the 4-pin.
Good news, Matt. They still have a chance.
That's all you can ask for. Halfway through game number 3, and they're still in it.
Granted, there's can't miss till the fill balls, but you never know. See if AJ can make it front 5 here in game 3.
That was wide right.
Wow, that was
got some wheels to it, but didn't quite make it back.
strange hit on the 4-pin there. Usually don't see the 4-7 on a light mixer. Usually see that, like Andrew Koff. Through the power of replay, we can check this out, as well as the tape delay. Yeah, very strange hit there. To leave the mixer fast tape. Grady makes it 5 in a row here after back-to-back 237s. Stovall's partner not too far behind, 4 out of 5 to start for Mr. Koff. Have some well wishes in the chat room from Costa Rica for the bowlers out here today. So we've reached outside the Outside the borders of the United States. Tenpin does not cooperate. Takes a hit, but still stands for O'Grady. So his run of strikes ends at 5. Just gets enough of the 10-pin before it heads into the chin. And 6 proving to be difficult today.
It's an adventure, testing the young guns.
There's the 10-pin that Matt already covered.
All right, back in business. O'Grady gets his spare. Carillo and Litteral going to step up here in the 7th frame of Game 3 of doubles.
Had a question about the equipment. Right now looks like Sara and Jolie using IQ Fusions. AJ Johnson still using IQ Tour. I believe Gasn switched to one of those as well. Andrew Koff, a Brunswick Melee.
Carillo making a big move left there. A little bit of shine. Michael Santos from the Philippines. Appreciate you tuning in. And some kind words from Ernest as well. Thank you. It was nice to meet you guys, and always nice to put some faces to the names we see in the chat room. And you never know when you walk out on the lanes when someone waves you over or you get a chance to chat if, how it's going to go. But those are my favorite conversations.
It certainly is cool to get the chance to meet some of the folks. One of our regular viewers sent a message earlier today. Chris Shipman not joining us, enjoying his Memorial Day with the family. Usually a big contributor in the chat room.
And this is kind of a dream team of sorts. The hard work of Matthew O'Grady to put this group together.
Yeah, certainly. We've talked about it before. Just the how well the collegiate experience translates out here at the Open Championships and at the Women's Championships as well. Saw a very good team yesterday at the WC, taking to the lanes at 4 o'clock. A few big names from the collegiate realms in the past few years. Alyssa Pearson out of Lindenwood, Mariana and Danielle maybe, Alvarado. Some familiar names from Wichita State and Maryland Eastern Shore.
Well, there's certainly some interesting challenges that come with putting these teams together. The Open Championships, of course, priding itself often on the team event and team all events. You can put 10 superstars together, and that does not automatically equal success, because it's very hard to get into that team mindset and team play. Sometimes you can be a great individual bowler, but just not fit into the team chemistry. And then, of course, the challenge of coming from all different places. New Jersey, Illinois, North Carolina. Matt Gasn, of course, in the Chicago area, from Maryland originally. Sara Litteral from Michigan. So probably not a lot of opportunity to practice together. And we saw that with junior Team USA support, Eric Vermillion and his guys. From different places, just kind of depending on each other to get out there and put in the time and work and communicate via text, email, Facebook, whatever it takes. Compared to, an 11thframe.com, where those guys, 9 out of 10 of them, pretty much live all in the same area, bowl together, both practice together, have practice sessions. Both city and state tournaments together, get comfortable. They've been around for, 10 or 12 years together, understand all the ins and outs. So totally different ends of the spectrum. And we've seen great teams of great bowlers just come out and struggle. And we've seen groups of lesser known, average bowlers bowl well together and succeed. So it's all what you're comfortable with, I suppose.
Very true. You mentioned bowling city and state tournaments together. Both of our team and team all events leaders out of Wisconsin. The teams pretty much stay together. Bowl league, city, state. Our regular team leaders, Motion Plus Lanes, won the state title over in Wisconsin just a few weeks ago. So looking to make it, or hoping to make it, state and national title in the same year.
Yeah, and the Wisconsin State Tournament is something else. If you've never been, or just a huge, huge event. Almost could be.
It's the Nationals before the Nationals.
It really is. It is. Uh-oh. 7-10 for AJ Johnson. Stopped me in my verbal tracks. Good composure there. So a perfect opportunity to lay into the ball return once or twice, but these guys are classy dudes. They would never do that.
So second rough hit on 36 this game for Johnson. Had the mixer 4-7 back in the fifth, and now staring at the 7-10. AJ still has 2 40s out there after after the rough break.
To our right, Brittany Hamilton, big finish, 268 for 641. She got off to a slow start. Jackie Carbonetto, 582. They finished with 1223. That's a casher. If you're curious about the loaded cash numbers, you can check out bowl.com and go to the Open Championships page. Click on the scores tab, and that will be there. Updated the 1st and 15th of every month. Koff with the 3-bagger, looking to finish strong as well. Got derailed there briefly by a 210.
Continues to grow further. Checking in from Scotland. So thanks again to everyone taking some time out on this Memorial Day Monday. Thank you, of course, to all the veterans serving to help make this possible. And we appreciate everyone's support here, tuning in on Bowl TV. And the Open Championships presented by Trek.
Certainly a lot of great industry support here at the Open Championships. Again, the Storm Bowlers Journal Championships taking place on lanes 69 through 78 here at the National Bowling Stadium. That's your opportunity to get a look at this doubles and singles pattern prior to competing at the Open Championships. And of course, you head downstairs to the track showcase lanes, get yourself a team practice session, 1 hour for $125 for up to 10 people to work on your strategy and game plan for the team event. And while you're down there, check out the Columbia 300 40 frame game. A little bit of fun with your friends. All right, so doubles coming to a close. 12:40 for Carillo and Litteral. Jolie battled through a little bit of the transition and made a good run there at the end of game 3. So seems like she might be in a better place now, heading into singles.
So Gasn and Johnson going to get to the 1350s. It's all said and done.
Got a little bit of a crowd going in person here. The 3 p.m. folks hanging out, probably just got done with their practice sessions and coming into the building to get situated. Of course, all this all-star talent, plus the 10 bowlers on the lanes.
See what you did there.
And as we get into singles, we'll give you the rundown of what each of these players shot in team and doubles. So if you're keeping tabs on their all events scores, you'll have all the info you need. To our left, Angie Ramirez and Anthony Pepe struggled a little bit there at the end. 11.55 their double score. 3 lefties on that pair, so they pretty much have it to themselves. It's theirs to develop. Nice finish there by AJ Johnson after the 710. 244 for 708. And Gasn finishes with 191. They're at 13.57. It's going to be shy of the top 10, but a nice number.
What a game by Matt O'Grady. Easily could have been front 10 right there had a messenger come across the deck, and 10-pin stubbornly stood. Koff looking to get into the 240s as well. Veggie I think they still have enough to sneak into the top 10. 1390 still left. Oh, the 9-pin. Just enough of it. You get some bonus dancing there from OG as well.
Well, he's trying to show that he's still young and cool. He's the old man of the group, so.
Great shot by Andrew there, 10-pin. Stands in the 230s. So 1379 still available. Area check. Guess I want to come back from way downtown. Finished with 278 and an impressive 752. I guess he got tired of the 237s.
Koff finishes with 235, and Pino Grady 1378. So good doubles cashers on this pair. 1240, 1357, and 1378. So that'll loosen up the arm swing a little bit, and these guys, big finish there. The lane's coming to them here. All right, perfect time, Mr. Smith, for a station identification while you go over the scores.
All right, the team of Pepe, Koff, Gasn, O'Grady, and Johnson once again improving each game here. 11:35 to end doubles after games of 11:15 and 10:93. Puts them at a nice 33-43 overall for their doubles set. AJ Johnson led the, Matt O'Grady led the way with 752. AJ Johnson 708. Matt Gasn 649. Andrew Koff 626, and Anthony Pepe 598. In team event yesterday, these guys shot 3188, led by Pepe's 666. Matt Gasn shot 649 in team event yesterday. Matt O'Grady 637. AJ Johnson 631, and Andrew Koff 605. So that's what these guys have done so far through 6. As we start as singles, the number they're chasing, 826, up on top. So thanks again. We got more than 525 folks taking some time out here on a Monday afternoon, Memorial Day, to join us on Bowl TV. So thank you again for your support. Tuning in for this fantastic show. .35 blacking out here, so we'll take a second to figure out the issue. Had pins flying everywhere. So we'll call the mechanics. Looks like 35 may start cooperating again. So Grady starts singles with a 7-pin. Pair to our right, Jackie Carbonetto starting off singles with the front four.
All right, so singles underway now. I am confident that in my absence you gave the rundown of the scores, the all events totals through 2 events. And now
I did.
We're settling in for what should be 3 exciting games as AJ Johnson steps up on lane 35, creeping left. He can wheel it with the best of them.
Like he switched to a storm bite. Maybe.
Well, let's look it up for sure. Well, we'll do our best at least, but that wouldn't have been my guess based on that I was about to fall out of my chair trying to see what it was. Keep our eye on that. See if he turns around and we can get his attention. Yeah, I always would like to just shout at the guys and be like, hey, I have a question, but then I realized I got the headset on and the only people who would hear me are the ones at home.
And me.
And you.
AJ is getting ready to step about 36 here. We'll see if we can figure it out. I think I was right.
All right, there it is, clear as day. Storm bite.
Looks like Andrew switched to a ringer from Brunswick. Or he's really hitting on a blue dot. Guys are having a good time out here as well. It's a little bit joking around. Old man O'Grady keeping the moonlight.
Hey, we'll call him Old Grady from now on. See how that catches on. Matthew Old Grady. Now, I haven't had much time to get to know these folks. As they've just now entered our realm of USBC existence here at the Open Championships. 7 first-timers in this group of 10. And they've passed through the ranks of Lucas Wiseman from junior gold into collegiate bowling, junior and adult Team USA. So he knows them all pretty well from covering those events and training camps and such. And now it's our opportunity as they've grown up, and had a good time talking with them so far this week. And all, again, very knowledgeable and experienced, and pretty humble about all they've accomplished as they now have walked down center aisle for the first time at the big show. So leaving any childhood egos behind, and certainly a very composed and mature group of 10 bowlers. So very impressed by that, even with all the frustrations, the 9 pins, the 7-10s. Look like a team, act like a team, and
strike like a team.
Strike like champions.
Here we are, middle of the fourth game of the day. And unlike some of our recent doubles and singles live streams, this group has still hasn't made the big moves left. We've seen some folks into the 5th, 6th arrow region. And these guys and girls still playing lanes fairly straight. Well, I shouldn't say fairly straight, but have kept the moves at a minimum.
Well,
have
most
slowly
notable,
crept left.
Of course, Jan's HI. They stayed pretty far right to start, and they were able to creep left. Didn't have to make that big jump, and we're seeing that again today. And in that group, Tim Damrow threw the same ball all 9 games, and it was fairly straight with good ball speed for the duration. But these guys today certainly capable of getting way left and wheeling it, but it's not time for those tricks yet. If they've balled down, good ball speed still to get the ball down the lane. Just let the ball do the work and save the tricks for later. Striking a lot, catching up with the pace of play here. Pepe and Ramirez are in the 5th frame, right next door. No doubles, unfortunately, between them. And Hamilton and Carbonetto to our right. Coming up on the end of game number 1 of singles already. Jackie had the front 6. 8-1 in the 7th, trying to get back on track here, and she does.
Gasn makes it a 5-bagger.
He's trying to keep up with his lady. So I can tell you from experience, although I've accepted it at first, you don't want to get beat by your lady. Shout out to Nick Cyphers. Hello. Thanks for checking in the chat room. Hopefully you do learn something from these great players on lane play here in doubles and singles. If you missed any of today's broadcast, of course, you can go back into the archives when it's all done and start from the beginning. Watch how they played them at the end of practice and how they made the moves as the 6 games progressed. Nick headed this way around the same time as Lodge Lanes 2. June 9th, 10th, 11th at General Range. I'm sure Nick will have some good secret weapons in his bag. appreciate everybody stopping by today. Big crowd on hand behind us and online on this Memorial Day. Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith live behind lanes 35 and 36 here at the National Bowling Stadium 2014 USBC Open Championships. If you didn't know about this event, get on Facebook, get on Twitter. The official USBC Open Championships and Women's Championships Facebook page. We set up the events a day or two in advance, so you'll get the word. Also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BowlTV, and you'll never miss another broadcast. But there's a lot of good ones coming up. We're here 2 more times later this week, the 29th and the 31st. Great bowlers of various age and skill levels, so a little bit of everything here at the Open Championships. But always exciting with expert commentary by Aaron Smith.
Yep. That's what we do. Or like most people, they just turn the sound off and they enjoy the great bowling. If they have the bandwidth capabilities and sparkling HD. If you haven't heard about that on our broadcast yet, be sure to click on the gear setting if you do have the bandwidth capabilities. Select a 720p and you'll be able to check out all of our broadcasts from Reno in high definition.
And it looks like some folks have actually learned something from watching and listening, and that's all you can ask for, to have some sort of value. And so we do appreciate it, and the kind words, and great bowling, Justin Pyle.
Now you get to see red strikes as well. Matt Gasn, front 7.
Here it is live on Bowl TV. Sure, Mr. Gasn at home in Maryland, tuned in right now, maybe even on the big screen. Checking in on young Matt. And old Matt actually up on the right lane right now.
Big thanks to David Harris, our center desk aficionado, letting us know about a front 7 on lane 35.
Well, Matt already won up the misses. She had the front 6. He's got 7 now. If you got that far, might as well keep on going. Just finish it off. I want to say he, well, I know for a fact he had one at a big collegiate event this year. Better time for one on Bowl TV than right now.
Seven out of 8 for A.J. Johnson.
So many strikes. 826, the number they're chasing here in singles. Lewis Jenkins Jr. from Oklahoma followed up his 527 in doubles with the great 300 game and 826 series. Surprised even himself that the lanes came to him. He's been on top of the leaderboards for quite a while now. strikes keep coming.
A whole bunch of them up there.
Here's Gasn looking forward the front 8 up on lane 36.
And he connects.
He struggled with carry earlier in the day, and as the lanes broke down, and they've created themselves a little bit of room.
I think he's switched to a Marble Pearl, perhaps. Whatever it is, it's working all right. Here at the 111th USBC Open Championships. Kicked off on February 28th and will go all the way until July 13th. So we still got quite a while here before we close up shop here and get ready for the 2015 event in El Paso, Texas. Brand new host city for the OC. So be sure to sign up for Sun City if you haven't already.
All right, everybody getting in on the action. Jolie Carillo fought through the transition and made a ball change late in doubles. And it is working very well here in singles.
All right, there we go. Front 9 here on Bull TV. Got 500 folks tuned in right now, but get on Facebook, get on Twitter. I'm going to get on Twitter right now myself. Spread the word. Matt Gasn, front 9. Right now.
A lot of support on Facebook. The word is getting out there. Aaron typing as feverishly as he can to tell the world.
Brittany Hamilton finishes up 2:01. Jackie Carbonetto 2:34. This pair has actually surpassed 33 and 4 with Anthony Pepe and Angie Ramirez. Jolie will be in the 240s here. Nice start to singles after making a few ball changes. Moving left out here on 35 and 6. She'll finish up 248. AJ still has 277 out there. O'Grady 249. Koff 207. Gasn. 300. You know you're having a good day when Lucas Wiseman retweets one of your tweets. So we're letting the folks know. Hopefully you are as well. Just a minute here. Live on Bowl TV, Matt Gasn going to kick off singles with a perfect game.
As suggested, Billy Gasn at home with the big screen fired up. Looking to see a little bit of Open Championships history. First timer, Matt Gasn with the front nine here to start singles. He's going to step up here on lane 36 in just a minute. 27 perfect games here in 2014. Looking for number 28 here. Here is Gasn stepping up.
All right, we've already had 50 people. About 50 people have already jumped in. Let's see if we can get a few more. First shot. Comes up light, leaving the two-pin great run.
Looks like he didn't quite get it at the bottom, and the ball did not finish.
Still on pace for a fantastic start here in singles. AJ Johnson's going to be in the 270s with the conversion. Gasn will be right there as well.
Gasn single-handedly boosting our viewership here. And some big numbers on this pair here in game number one. This pair here puts Gasn in the 270s. Jolie Carillo, 248. AJ Johnson, 277 to get started. And Matthew O'Grady looking for 240s. The crowd that dissipated is now back. .600 online. A few dozen right behind us here. Tight quarters here at the National Bowling Stadium. But we are pulling right in front of the bleachers here. So potentially a crowd upstairs as well. The 3 o'clock team event coming into the building, getting ready. Matt Gasn, 278 start.
He one-upped his doubles partner. If they finished with that game, to start singles that way, we'd be looking at new doubles leaders. If only they knew. Fantastic start to make their run in singles here. place for that one. For O'Grady. After the first two, try something different. 245. Koff gets to 200 with the double and the 10.
So maybe O'Grady got nervous. Jolie Carillo and O'Grady engaged to be married. Another bowling power couple. And they celebrate with a pair of 240s. But Jolie showing him who's boss. 248 to 245.
So a lot of big numbers up there to kick off singles.
A lot of possibilities. 826, the number they are all chasing. Lewis Jenkins Jr.
We have 4 of them still in the mix.
That 826 included a perfect game. Had a close call here a minute ago with Matt Gasn, had the front 9 for a 2-pin ended his run. Game 2 underway just like that. Carillo with the bucket. Sara Litteral stepping up on the right lane. Nearly matches her.
So now that Pepe and Ramirez have finished up, Pepe added 208. So for the team of Pepe, Koff, Gasn, O'Grady, and Johnson, they continue to get stronger here. 12-13 in game 1 of singles. They still need to shoot basically 766 a person to get to the 10,363 up top set by Jans HI out of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. But so overall for the event, through 1 game of singles, plus 744. So it looks like they're well on their way to the 10,000 mark. Gasn back at it again after the front 9 in game number 1. His doubles partner AJ Johnson looking to match. AJ and Matt put up 13.57 in doubles. Andrew Koff and Matt O'Grady 13.78. So those were the big double scores. O'Grady led the way in doubles, 7.52. AJ Johnson 7.08. Matt Gasn 6.49. Andrew Koff at 6.26. We are behind lanes 35 and 6 here at the National Bowling Stadium. Same pair, John Janowitz, John Gaines, and Lodge lanes 2. Set the record last year, which since has been beat, but rolled 35-38 on this pair last year to claim the regular team title. Matt Cannizzaro, everybody.
Hello. Folks tuning in from all over. We've seen the Philippines, Scotland, even Michigan checking in today. Big fans of the Brunswick booth here at the Open Championships. And if you're headed out to this event for the first time, all of the bowling ball manufacturers represented in the pro shop area, vendor row as they call it. So if you're looking for that special piece of equipment that's going to help you succeed here at the Open Championships, those guys are experts. They're here day in and day out, watching the lanes and seeing what works, talking to the bowlers. So they have some great advice on new equipment, surface adjustments, you name it. Swing by Vendor Row and check out your favorite bowling ball brands. Also make sure to visit all of our side events here under one roof. So much bowling going on. If you're a competitive bowler, so much to see and do inside the NBS, the Storm Bowlers Journal Championships, the Columbia 340 frame game, team practice sessions available down in the track showcase lanes, and if you're a lady, special opportunity to head across town about 3.5 miles away, the Reno Sparks Convention Center, home of the 2014 USBC Women's Championships. That event kicked off on April 11th, will run until June 30th. Another great chance for a national title. 9 games of competition. Get loose, get ready for the Open Championships, or vice versa. But come on out. So much to do for one plane ticket here in 2014. Right now you're watching doubles and singles from here at the National Bowling Stadium. We are behind lanes 35 and 36. Matt Gasn, a strike frenzy. 278 with the front 9 in game number 1. Now 3 in a row to start game 2. These guys battled the nerves and the butterflies yesterday in the team event. 7 out of 10 walking down center aisle for the very first time at the Open Championships. Struggled a little bit early. Battled back to a 31.88 team number on the guy side, and just under 3,100 for the ladies. Just got a nice picture of Kyle King hanging out at the National Bowling Stadium. That's how the champions relaxed at the NBS. Kyle and his KK teammates usually come out mid to late June.
think will be in full force on June 5th with the Prez.
USBC President Andrew Kane. They took home the 2011 Team All Events title.
Right here at the National Bowling Stadium. Johnson mixes them up. 3 out of 4 after the 277 start. Another mixer for Johnson. 4 out of 5, 3 in a row. These guys once again chasing down 826. Number on top of regular singles. Putting all their collegiate Team USA experience to the test here.
Well, they certainly made this pair nice. All that hard work early in doubles, playing outside to the right. They have some room now. We saw a couple shots. Head right that shouldn't have made it back, but did. All that strategy paying off.
They're certainly putting some work in.
Ah, that's funny because that was kind of their team name.
Kind
But
of.
not really. Putting in torque.
Putting some torque in.
Putting some torque in. And doing twerk. It's a hard twerking group right here.
Perhaps they'll have to prove it on the live stream when they're all said and done.
Once again, 7 first-timers in this group of 10. The old man, Matt Old Grady, going out and getting some superstars. And putting up some numbers. Great run in doubles. 1370, 1350, 1240 for the ladies. Brittany Hamilton and Jackie Carbonetto pulling well here in singles. About a half a game ahead. Gasn staring down another 9-pin. It's been his nemesis today. Throwing great shots when you throw it that well. Unfortunately, sometimes that is the end result. Not a lot of room at this point.
258 still out there.
826 is the number.
AJ Johnson still striking.
That's what AJ Johnson does. Seen him throw many a strikes for that McKendree team. And there's Andrew Koff getting in on it. Tomahawking the 9-pin.
I was gonna say he hit that one with authority.
Seen him throw a lot of strikes in his day as a youngster back in Florida. I was the old man bowling a PBA regional, and Koff was there, the youngster. Couldn't have been more than 15 or 16 at the time.
He showed you, right?
Well, I don't remember.
Oh, that's convenient.
I'm gonna look it up though while we're here, because it's out there on the interweb. I'm sure he did though, more than likely.
Cal, you got one.
Ha! How about that?
Those 8 games of qualifying, he must have missed the first game.
You're a comedian. There it is. Matt Cannizzaro, 17th place. Made the cut, made some money, had a great time. And there you have it. The one time.
What tournament was this? Jeff Mersch up on top.
Because if I bowled any of these guys 100 times, they're going to beat me 99 of them.
This is back in '08. The PBA South region. That's Jacksonville, Florida Open. That's a mouthful, but good job, guy. I knew you could do it.
Can you re-rack 35 also, sir? Can you re-rack a 35?
All right. Gasn back in business. AJ Johnson doing what he does. O'Grady now looking to continue his work here in 2014.
Set a few 9 pins this game so far.
So for those of you just joining us and for those of us who were not here, about a quick rundown of how these folks have fared through 6 games here.
Only if you ask nicely.
Please, Mr. Smith,
That's all I ask.
please share some great information with the world. That is Matt O'Grady.
All right, yesterday during team event for Put in Some Twerkin', which featured Anthony Pepe, Andrew Koff, Matt Gasn, Matthew O'Grady, and AJ Johnson. They shot 31.88, led by Pepe's 666. He was followed by Gasn 649, O'Grady 637, Johnson 631, and Koff 605. In doubles earlier today, Matt O'Grady teamed up with Andrew Koff. O'Grady put up 752. Koff at 626 for 1378. Johnson and Gasn put up a 1357 with AJ putting up 708. Matt 649. Pepe bowling with Angie Ramirez over on the links at 33 and 4. One pair to our left. Put up a 598 in doubles. So they've gotten stronger each game here during doubles and singles today. At 12-13 in game 1.
So mathematically
Those
not going
singles.
to see a new all events leader today. Big number by Anthony Lacaz, 2273. He's going to be safe. But singles, a lot of strikes being thrown here. Singles still in jeopardy. And a great possibility for some movement into the top 10. Matt Gasn throws another great shot, and the 7 refuses to cooperate. The good news is the 9 wasn't with it, but you can't throw it much better than that one either.
So that drops Matt into the 230s for a max, so his run at singles is over now. AJ Johnson still putting up a fight. So it's 280 out there. And continues. 6 in a row for the Team USA member.
The growing resume of AJ Johnson. One of the faces of Boom Apparel. Very proud of his success. And now looking to add a USBC Open Championships singles title to the list in his tournament debut. We saw another youngster last year, Zeke Bates, take home the singles title with 795. So last year's singles event a little bit more challenging. But Zeke just a youngster in this game. And Aaron was there to see that unfold in person.
Yep. Yes, I was there. Happened during the late night squad. The 10:30 squad here at the National Bowling Stadium last year on June 16th, I believe. Or June 17th, depending on. It was one of the 2 days. So he put up quite a run. Had a little falter in the 10th frame. And open to lose his chance at 800, but 795 was enough to hold on to the title and earn his second live stream appearance on June 21st.
Yeah. 66% of his tournament appearances will have been on the live stream. Looking forward to that one. And of course, the moment we've all been rehearsing for, the Aaron Smith Zeke Bate dance-off during the oil.
Ha.
It's a year in the making. For those of you who haven't seen Zeke Bates dance videos on YouTube, he's got some moves. And Aaron said, I can do that. So he's been rehearsing. We'll have about 20 minutes before.
I have.
There's video. Aaron's got his own sweet, smooth dance moves as well, and so we're gonna go maybe 3 rounds, and we'll do one round Aaron style, 1 round Zeke Bates style, and then the last one will be freestyle, and we'll have the audience vote on it.
Gonna turn the cameras on early.
Absolutely, for that certainly.
You'll have fun doing the live stream alone then that night.
That will be bright and early, 11 a.m. on June 21st. See if Zeke Bate can make it 2 in a row here at the OC. AJ now with 3/4 of the bucket. And Jolie Carillo with the bucket and then some.
With the biscuit.
With the spare. AJ's got his work cut out for him now. Gonna need them all. 8:26, the number.
Story practically writes itself. The last 15 or 14 and
yeah, he can get 2 on the fill.
An optional count.
But Grady goes high, so we're getting some mixed reactions here on this pair. A couple guys go light. We've seen some high shots as well. See, interesting transition that's happening. They were able to stay right for a good while and just change balls to something that gets a little bit longer down the lane. Now it might be time for that big move left.
Seen the guys on the pair make more or less all make their moves at the same time. Have played together fantastically well up to this point, so haven't seen anyone make the huge jump left as we've seen on a few live streams this year. Our last one here at the OC, Brian Burkhart, moving into nosebleed territory.
Absolutely. You were hoping to see that earlier in the year with Tim Mack.
That's true. Tim's still put on quite a performance in singles. Still 600 strong. Joining us on Memorial Day here on Bowl TV.
AJ trying to get a break there to roll the 2-pin.
So back-to-back light shots for the McKendree University superstar.
Singles dreams now. Dunzo.
823 still good.
It's all right. A great first performance for 7 of these players, regardless.
Over on 37.8, Brittany Hamilton, 201-209. Jackie Carbonetto, 234 and 182.
The squad are winding down. All right, so we might not have a new leader today, but we've certainly seen a great look at the next generation here at the Open Championships. These youngsters moving on up through the ranks, Junior Gold, Junior Team USA, to Collegiate Bowling, and now making their way on to Team USA and here at the Open Championships. 10 bowlers, 7 first-timers, and a whole lot of strikes here in 2014 right now. After 2 games, 2014 Team USA member and the reigning Collegiate Player of the Year, AJ Johnson, 277-246. And Matt O'Grady has been steady all day, shot 750 in doubles, 245 to start singles, and he's looking at getting back in the 240s here in game 2. Matt Gasn admittedly fought off some nerves and butterflies yesterday, marching down center aisle for the first time as part of these 2 great teams, and went on to finish strong, and even stronger here in singles at the front 9 in game number 1. On the way to 278. Strike here in the field gives him 218. So no doubt a great first experience with great teammates here in 2014, and they're already talking about getting their paperwork situated for next year's event in El Paso, Texas. Our first visit there in 112 years of OC competition. And as soon as this squad is over, 4 members of the group, the 4 ladies, are going to head across town to the USBC Women's Championships and make a run at it there, taking advantage of so much going on in one city at one time. Question is, which 4 will it be? We'll find out. If they bowl well, we'll have the recap for you on bowl.com because that's what we do. Nice write-up yesterday by Aaron Smith on Jeanette Adams, 2013 scratch singles champ. Made a run again in 2014, came up a little bit short, moved into 5th place in Division I singles. A lot of great news and notes, and of course all the scores available on bowl.com. Each tournament has its own page. Check it out. Don't miss a minute of the news. Aaron works very hard. You should read his stories.
Thanks, guy. Appreciate it.
It's all right. The group is shrinking a little bit. I only lied to 594 people. Just kidding.
All right, game 2 in the books. Anthony Pepe still has a 10th frame to go, so we'll get you their team total. It's going to be another strong performance. Still have A.J. Johnson looking to add his name to the short list of bowlers this year to have rolled an 800 on the tournament lanes. 523 at the turn. Pepe can still shoot 248 this game after 208 in the open air singles. You'll see his ball going down 1 pair to your left. Just a sec here. It's his 2nd shot of the 10th. Pepe delivers. He'll be in the 240s.
Here's AJ stepping up on lane 36. And he said he was hoping to put on a show today for the viewers, and I think you guys certainly have done that despite no new leaders. Great bowling all around. We have a prediction in the chat room that nobody's going to beat 826. Well, we will see. A lot of great bowlers headed this way still. Open Championship kicked off February 28th and will conclude on July 13th. Still a long way to go. We're only in the 80s as far as the number of days. The whole month of June to look forward to. Again, we mentioned Kyle King and the 2011 Team All Events champions, John Gaines and John Janowitz and Lodge Lanes 2 coming in. We will see. Then, of course, during Queens Week, the last week of June, a lot of great bowlers still playing to bowl. Anything can happen. We've seen it all.
Another fantastic shot by Matt O'Grady. Low game of the day so far, 233.
So a lot of great tournaments going on around the country this weekend, a long weekend. And we do appreciate everybody taking part of that time to tune in to Bowl TV and watch one of our live broadcasts from the Open Championships. We were on the air yesterday as well, Jeanette Adams at the Women's Championships. But our next broadcast, again, will be Bowlers Universe. Wayne Webb, Tom Carter, and Mark London, among others, bowling doubles and singles at 2 p.m. Eastern on May 29th, followed by Ben Laughlin and Miguel Lopez, who both shot 300 in the 2013 team event. We'll have their team squad on May 31st at 10 p.m. Eastern. So looking forward to all of that and possibly more.
Lane 36, free rack, sir.
Keep an eye on youtube.com/BowlTV and Facebook for all the details. And visit bowl.com anytime for our overall live streaming schedule. So many great events. So here we are, game 3 of singles. Game 6 on the day. Started with a nice doubles run. And now some good tips and notes on how to play the lanes. Certainly these guys doing it right. AJ Johnson making a ball change. The Storm Bite comes off the rack. The Tor Fusion takes its place. It might be time to really start wheeling it. We'll see here in a minute.
Game 2 was singles. The crew of Pepe Koff, Gasn, O'Grady, and Johnson. 11:47, so first time their score has gone down all day. Still a very solid number. So for the tournament, plus 891. So one more 1100, that'll get into 10,000 pins into the top 10 of team all events.
I think we're looking potentially at a record number of 10,000s this year.
I think the top 10, or the last score in the top 10 is 10,001. So we're up to 10 already. Very likely looking at number 11 here. Gasn delivers with the Rotogrip Uproar. AJ's run at 800 will come to an end there. Need to go 277. Koff sending sticks around. Takes out the 10. And a question from someone claiming to be McNeil.
Matt McNeil checking in, appreciate it. Angie Ramirez and Anthony Pepe. On the pair to the left, Angie 186, 198, and Anthony 208, 247. They are just getting started here with game number 3. A lot of Facebook chatter today. We do appreciate everybody utilizing all of the tools. We're actually watching some bowlers right now down on the low side, just bowling well, utilizing xbowling.com, a great tool to help follow along with the scores at home when we're not live streaming.
Looks like AJ went back to that storm bite after a few frames with the fusion. Gets back to his striking ways after a few spares. Once again, Matt Gasn starting off with a few strikes in a row. Up to 4 now.
Well, we've talked to a lot of guys who have finished the job, and you know, they said that at some point in their careers they've gotten close before and thought they'd never have that chance again, and you only get one shot and once in a lifetime, and they made sure to take advantage of it second time around. So we'll see if Gasn can continue striking here.
O'Grady as well, taking care of the 9-pin there. Andrew Koff does not have the same luck. Throwing a great shot there, and another 9-pin. This talented group of the next generation. Gasn makes it 5.
Jackie Carbonetto having a nice singles event as well, 234, 182. And she still has a shot at 240 here in game 3. Brittany Hamilton 201, 209, and she can still get to the 220s. They're in the 9th frame now. Just to our right.
See a question in the chat about what these guys need to get to 10,000. By my calculations, 11:09 in the finale. Get them to the 10,000 mark. Certainly on their way so far.
Yeah, certainly a great start to your Open Championships career there. Get so close, and 10,000, that's kind of the new benchmark. And a good starting point, but hard to improve on that. They're gonna have to do some torque over the next year to put it all together. You know, they feel like they let some get away yesterday in the team event. Those nerves will be gone next year, although it will be their first time marching down center aisle in a convention center build. A few of them have had that experience collegiately. Back in 2010, the X-Bowling Intercollegiate Team Championships took place at the El Paso Convention Center. And then this year's event at the Reno Sparks Convention Center. So a little familiarity there for these guys. And O'Grady's run comes to an end with another 9-pin. AJ cannot get the carry here in game number 3. Doing everything he can. Another 10-pin for him. You can't throw it any better than these guys are throwing it, that's for sure. You know you've made it when Matt McNeil tunes in to see your doubles and singles squad on Bowl TV. Matt has spent much of this year bowling against the likes of AJ Johnson and Matt Gasn out there in the collegiate world. McNeil, of course, the oldest bowler in college bowling this year. But a voice of expertise, no doubt, for all of his Wichita State teammates. And looking forward to the McNeil show again in 2014-15. So Matt, just some kind-hearted ribbon there. Matt spent much of last year with us on our broadcast here at the MBS as the featured coach at the Showcase Lanes, and decided to pursue the collegiate dream. Making memories. We've done it. We loved it.
Oh,
If only we could go back and do it again.
I still have eligibility.
Do it, guy. You and McNeil can be teammates at Wichita State.
Ha.
You can carry his equipment.
Yes, maybe they need a guy to take video and photos and write the stories of Wichita State's triumphs
You could be
throughout the year.
their ball caddy and personal PR guy. Just gotta earn you a jersey at least, right?
Just want a jacket.
There you go. One size medium Wichita State jacket coming right up for Aaron Smith.
Five out of 6 for O'Grady after the stuffed 9 on 36 last time up.
These guys do have a shot at the top 10 in team all events. 10,000 within reach. A lot of strikes up on the scoreboard. AJ Johnson can get back on the strike train here. Struggling, throwing great shots, but not getting the carry here in game 3. ladies to our right are done. Jackie Carbonetto, 6:53. Brittany Hamilton, 6:01. They're headed to the women's championships now for the 4 p.m. squad. If you want to follow their progress, again, check out xbowling.com. That's 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. on the East Coast.
All right, looking for red strikes once again. Matt Gasn getting ready to step up on 35.
And the carry woes continue for AJ, but staying pretty calm. I don't know if I would be at this point after 2 great games, and then all of a sudden it goes away. But that is bowling.
Gaston's run of strikes ends at 6, doing the fast 8. Starting to get quiet here in the
That was
National
O'Grady
Bowling
giving
Stadium.
himself a pep talk. Did you hear that? I think he said, "Come on, Matthew, Brian O'Grady," something to that effect. I expected something different, like a "Let's do this, Hoss," or something to that.
Come on, Mop.
Yeah. These guys are great.
It's from Jersey.
I'm glad we decided to do this one. I know, he's from my neighborhood. If I would have stuck around, we could have been teammates. And if I was any good at bowling. And
Apparently the pep talk did not go as planned.
Had I stuck around another decade, I could have been at William Patterson or at St. John's, at least on the B team.
That's true.
We up and moved to Florida.
Or you could be a superstar.
I did all right, and here we are. Mr. McNeil, you were correct. 35-6 is where Lodge Lanes bowled last year in the team event. 35-38 to take home the team title and the record at the time. But I can tell you, we came back and bowled on the same pair and made them look really hard. So it's all about throwing great shots, making spares, and of course, working as a team. Good teamwork, good communication. That's what it takes.
You gotta put in some torque.
And Matt Gasn, the wheels are coming off here. Didn't like that one too much. The 4-6-10. Looking to finish strong. Great set no matter what. There's some carry for AJ.
Better late than never. Had a question about Anthony Pepe doubles, 598. O'Grady bounces back nicely after the miscue in the 7th.
All right, 2 more frames. Looking to finish big here in 2014. Matt O'Grady putting together a solid group here. 7 first-timers. He is the veteran of the group and having a great day for himself here. 752 in doubles. It's going to be around 700 here in singles as well. Gasn appears to have lost his look here late in game 3.
He's gone high his past 2 shots, so it looked like made the move left and comes in light, leaving the 2-8.
It is getting quiet, but they picked up the pace. The sign is gone. They threw enough strikes to get out of trouble. And this year with the 6 on a pair, last year was the first time of that for doubles and singles. You don't switch lanes. 3 hours and 20 minutes is the number. This is the 11 a.m. squad, so we're in that window with the march and practice and all of that.
Good pick, good pick.
These guys had a few breakdowns along the way. 1 or 2 blackouts.
Of course, we had the bling on aisle 36.
Ha.
AJ Johnson flinging jewelry all over town.
O'Grady tomahawks the 10 there. It's a good one for the cameras. The highlight reel, if you will.
How about that? Is that sawing the lily?
5-pin was up there for a second, wasn't it? Hanging around. Before I got tomahawked out of there.
So much bowling lingo being thrown around like an AJ Johnson strike here in the booth.
A nice finish by Jolie here. Coming in the 250s for possibly 681. All right, 259 for Jolie for 681. Very steady Open Championships performance. Sara finishes up 247 for 624. Gasn unable to get the 10 out. Let's look at 728. As we wrap up here, just want to say this group did a great job with the collegiate atmosphere they're so used to, and working together in communication has really paid off. Just a fantastic overall effort here on this what's been demanding doubles and singles pattern. Some of the hits haven't gone their way here at the end, but as AJ has another 10 pin, couldn't find a double here in game 3. They put on a fantastic show.
I certainly will agree with that, and that's what we expected, and that's what 600 folks expected when they tuned in today to watch these great players from across the country, many of whom don't see each other often, if at all, outside of tournament competition, collegiate competition, and to come together and find success. Certainly inspiring for the next generation even, and expecting big things from these guys in the future.
Unofficially 2058 for AJ Johnson. Matt Gasn 2024.
Those are some great numbers, certainly. O'Grady nearly flawless all day today, but just gonna have some trouble running this guy down here in the final frame. Almost gets it, gets 3 and a wiggle. And he's gonna finish game number 9 with 220 for 698. There you have it, 624 for Sara Litteral, 726 finish for Matt Gasn. 589 for Andrew Koff. Jolie Carillo, big move at the end of doubles. 681 with a huge 259 finish here. AJ Johnson, 719, and a great debut here at the Open Championships Matthew O'Grady, 698. Aaron doing the final calculations and going to pull up a quick look at the scoreboard before it disappears. There it is. The final view and the final numbers coming your way. We'll have that final Team All Events number in just a second. It was a great day here at the USBC Open Championships. Very talented group of youngsters coming out showing you what to expect in the near future. They're already getting ready for 2015 in El Paso. I'm sure we'll talk to them as soon as we're done here. Make sure they start getting their dates and times all filled in.
All right. Well, Anthony Pepe still has a 10th frame to go, so we won't, might not catch that. But unofficially, Andrew Koff, 1820. Matt Gasn, 2024. Matthew O'Grady, 2087. AJ Johnson, 2058. So there's a rundown of the all events numbers. So, man, I think that'll just about do it. So I'll let you do your thing.
All right, we'll have a final tally for you on Facebook. If you want to check that out, go to the official USBC Open and Women's Championships Facebook page. We'll make sure we get the final numbers on there so you can know how these guys did. And if you missed any of today's broadcast, you can check out the archives on youtube.com/BowlTV. And a couple more great broadcasts coming up later this week. Check out the details on bowl.com. The schedule is there, and we'll be here to cover the action. We do appreciate everybody tuning in today on this holiday weekend. And for Aaron Smith, this is Matt Canizar. We're live at the National Bowling Stadium. We're going to call it a day. That's the news for now, and we'll see you on the lanes.